Hey guys, so today I'm going to tell you something pretty personal about me, and really I don't share a lot of personal things about me, so the fact that I'm doing these YouTube videos is pretty amazing for me. It's a pretty big growth curve for me. But I know that telling you guys these stories and teaching you guys these things that I've learned over the years, it'll help you. So, if I have to tell some shitty stories along the way about things that I've gone through in order to help somebody else, then I'm in there all the way. So I don't walk in directions once I've made a decision. I'm gonna run in that direction. And this is what I've decided. So now you're gonna get to hear all these things about me, and yeah, and I'm cool with that. So 13 years ago, almost exactly right now, I had my first experience with a neurological problem. So this little finger right here on this right hand of mine went numb. And then slowly it spread across my entire hand, up my arm to my elbow, then the other side. Got to the point where I couldn't even hold on a pen or a pencil without dropping it. I couldn't feel that it was in my hand. I couldn't work on the keyboard anymore, which was pretty vital to what I was doing in life at the time. Running the oil field business that I used to be more involved in. And yeah, so that was pretty weird. Without, I wanted to believe that there was nothing wrong with me, but I knew a lot more about the human body already at that time to believe that kind of crap that I wanted to feed myself. I knew that there was something wrong with me. So a couple months later, I remember I was in the shower, I was washing my hair, and it felt like I had chemical on my head and my hands and everything. It's so strange. Anything neurological is unless a person has experienced some type of neurological condition or pain or anything like that, it's a very hard thing to try to explain. So I actually turned 27 on the 27th of November that year, my golden birthday. Yeah, that's what I thought, what a rip-off this golden birthday thing is. Oh my god, I was right choked about that, let me tell you. So 2 weeks after that, I was laying on the couch at home with the family, we were watching TV, and I started doing this really weird, this jolt, my whole body just and so my family brought me into emergency that night, and I guess that's quite alarming for somebody at 27 years old to have those kind of things happening to them, because I was in for an MRI the very next day, and people in Canada here can wait over a year for an MRI, so that gives you a pretty idea of how alarming that was. I definitely knew that the doctor was taking that pretty seriously, so I went in, and that was a weird feeling, going in for an MRI, going into that tube and all this banging and knocking and stuff like that, but no big deal. It was the outcome. I knew something was wrong with me, and I remember standing in this room. It was a white room. I guess, even though it was such a horrific, powerful, life-changing moment, there was still this white of the divine, this pureness all around me. And there's my brain up on this big white screen, and I have white spots on it. And I think I had about 10 of these white spots on my brain, or 12 or whatever, something like that at the time. And yep, it's like, yeah, there's something wrong. I know there's something wrong. This isn't good. And so then the doctor comes in and he says, oh, yeah, we think it's possible MS, but, you know, we can't tell that right now and all this. And I'm just like, no, it's not MS. Like, inside of me, I'm like, no, I don't believe this crap. So I went on this journey of like healing myself. At the time, they actually gave me the highest dose of steroids that the pharmacist in Rimby, here where I live, has ever seen, and was totally shocked that I'd be giving that. I had been given that, and so I went on, and that was the only pharmaceutical drugs I've ever had in this entire 13 years. I have lost doctors, been treated like shit, like no respect whatsoever, all because I wouldn't take these stupid drugs. And I'm telling you right now, if I had taken the stupid drugs, I'd probably be dead. So definitely not something that I encourage or promote, and I'm not going to talk to you guys ever about taking prescription drugs other than maybe you shouldn't be taking them, because all prescription drugs lead to something else that's wrong in the body. There's always a consequence to taking that drug. Like, don't forget that. And all it is like a bandage to what's going on. So to me, it was more important to what's going on inside of me. Like, I don't really give a crap what symptoms you're saying leads up to this disease or that or whatever. I don't need to have something define me. I know there's something wrong. And if you think that the symptoms that we experience on the outside of our bodies are scary, what you should really be scared of is what's going on inside of our bodies. You know, and then, okay, so I've had pretty much every part of my body go numb or tingly at some point in time. And you know, it was like I couldn't feel that somebody touched my leg, but yet it would feel like somebody took a knife and drug it down my skin. So it wasn't like I could differentiate if somebody touched me, but it was like all of a sudden I had this pain. So that was strange. I have fallen down every morning. I woke up and got out of bed. You know, I have lost my eyesight. I've lost 90% of my vision within 24 hours at 3 different times in one eye or another. That's scary. That's like, you know, oh dear Lord, please, like, please make it go away. Like, I'll take this. I'll not, like, feel my body. I'll, you know, have all these things, just, please don't take my eyes, you know? Like, I want to be able to see my babies grow. Like, that's scary. So there's been things like that. The bowel and bladder control. Like, it's not like I couldn't control it anymore, but it was definite sense of urgency. You know, I've pissed and shit myself in my 30s. Like, you want to tell me how low that takes a person? How good you feel about that? You know, how much that interferes with your life? Like, I just really, even now, I won't go anywhere in the day until I know that I've had, you know, my coffee and my morning routine and all this stuff, until I know that I'm secure and safe to go on the road and not have to go to the bathroom when I'm out somewhere and it's like, I need it now. Like, so that really changes things, you know? And then the worst thing for me, a year and a half ago now, I couldn't even walk. So it started, my little guy was 1 year old, it started. It's like I couldn't even lift my leg off the ground, you know? No matter how hard I tried to get my brain to tell my leg to do something, to lift, to walk, to, you know, just a normal function of the human body that most people don't even think about, it just, nothing would happen. It was like this complete block in communication for my legs to move. I actually got a handicap parking pass, which is funny, sad, and awesome all at the same time. You know, I got to park in a lot of free places just because of having that. But it was a really tough time in my life. My little guy was 1 year old, still in a car seat. I'm all alone, other than my 2 oldest children. I don't have anyone. And thank God I have them. You know, I do have a few really good friends in my life, and you know, they have been there for me what they can, but everybody has their own lives too, you know, and yeah, my family is my children. We are our family, and I'm so thankful for them, because I don't know where I'd be otherwise. But I sat here, mostly because walking was hard, all alone. Raising my babies all alone. I would crawl to be able to change my baby's shitty diaper. I would scoot down the stairs carrying my child so I wouldn't fall over and crash with him. You know, I mopped the floor while sitting on a chair because I couldn't do it. Like, I would walk so far, and when that was it, that was it. Like, my legs wouldn't carry me any further. I'd be crawling. Like, I've missed out on life. I've missed out on my children's, like, sporting events and special things, and, you know, because I can't walk. Like, I don't go do these fun things with my little ones because I can't walk. But I'm getting better, you know, and slowly but surely I'm getting better. But you know, I come across this well, I've done so much research, but I've healed myself. I am my own doctor, as you should be your own doctor, because nobody else is going to do it. I think I was reading a study that, like, people that will go and research their own health and find their own answers to what's going on, they have an 80% success rate of diagnosing themselves. Doctors have a 20% success rate. So that tells you something right there. Yeah, and it doesn't really matter. Whether it was a Western medicine doctor, natural health doctor, whatever it was, I, in the end, was the only person that's helped me. And now I'm going to help you, okay? Because it really doesn't matter what I have. I guess 7 years ago, those medical doctors diagnosed me with MS. It went from possible to a full diagnosis of MS. And still at that point, I'm like, you guys are full of shit, and you can go and you know where, because I know in my heart, I know I don't have MS. This is not right. And then a few years ago, of course, more knowledge, and you get the odd article and whatever about Lyme disease. Like, all of a sudden it's like, oh yes, I think Lyme disease is actually in Canada. I think we do actually have ticks here and all this stuff. The more I read about it, the more I was totally convinced that this is what it is. Totally. I grew up in the bush. There would have been such a I was always hurting myself, so would I have known if I was bit by a tick? It wouldn't even have registered. I would be like, oh, so hurt myself again. It wouldn't even register that far, because I hurt myself all the time and have no idea even where that big huge cut come from, or bruise, or whatever. It's like, I don't know. You know, you dismiss it so quickly. So, that being said, once again, it didn't matter. I had to find something to heal myself. And of course I did all kinds of things to heal myself. I am a very healthy person. You know, I never get sick and all this stuff, but yet I have this thing inside of me. It's like scratching at me. It's something going on. So then I found this incredible guy in a town close to where I live here, who had a biofeedback analysis machine. So that is something that anyone really that would have an opportunity to have a biofeedback analysis would be essential. Like, it tells you everything down to the last detail of what's wrong with you. And finally, I had my answers. There we go. Lyme disease. I actually have Lyme disease. Even though 3 years ago I already knew that from comparing brain MRIs and symptoms and all this stuff. And do you know that anytime a person presents with a neurological disorder or problem, they should be tested for Lyme disease immediately to rule it out. Lyme disease is like the greatest mimicker of all other diseases, because Lyme disease will affect you in your weakest part of your body. Mine was my brain, and you know, I can feel like I've broke my ankles quite a few times and stuff. Well, that is like, I felt like I had cement in my ankles. Like, it was like somebody thought it was funny to inject my ankles full of cement. And no movement whatsoever there. But it's because these little Lyme disease spirochetes are like swarming in there and filling my body with crap and, you know, eating me alive, basically. So the reason that it's my brain is because I've had head injuries, like a major head injury, like as a child. And that is where it goes. It's going to your weakest point of your body, and that's why. And I have no idea what I'm going to experience or what's going to be wrong with me, because it's my brain. Wherever these lesions, so like little cuts and scrapes, a lesion, wherever they are in my brain, it affects me, whether it's my eyesight or my ability to move or taste or talk or walk or anything. That is going to affect anywhere. So it's like a major guessing game. So I did have an MRI again about 1.5 years ago. I had 2 more, and they found that I have, or had, I'm not sure now, innumerable lesions on my brain. So what it means, a lesion, basically you take my brain out and throw it down the road, it gets all cut up and scraped. That's a lesion. Innumerable, well, I had too many to count. So, too many to count of these lesions on my brain, and they're all like metamorphosing together. Once again, that didn't matter. It mattered way more that first MRI I had when I was 27 years old than it does now. Yeah, now I look at it totally different. Now it's like, how am I going to heal that? So that's what I did. I came across this doctor who was healing people with baking soda. And from there I researched and learned and studied everything that I could, because that's how I roll. And it was about a month later I started baking soda. And that's what got me walking again. So next week when I talk to you guys, I'm going to talk to you about baking soda and how it got me walking again. So I'm really looking forward to sharing that. It's definitely not something that anyone wants to miss. In my mind, every person in this world should probably be drinking baking soda, or, you know, having it in some way, however possible. So anyway, that's that. I guess Lyme disease awareness would be a great one. You know, really remember that anytime that a person presents with anything neurological, that they should be tested for Lyme disease. It is not even barely considered in Canada. A lot of the doctors, they don't even want to talk about Lyme disease because they say it goes against their code of ethics, even though I think their code of ethics should be actually healing people, not worrying about long-term antibiotic use or whatever the case may be. You know, I get a kick out of these articles like, oh, we think now with global warming and all this that Lyme disease is actually in Canada. Oh my God, there's ticks here. Really? Canada is like a great big bush. You know, there's so much woodland here that there could be ticks, and I know damn well that this happened to me as a child, and I've probably been living with Lyme disease for 30, 35 years even. That is insane. And now all these people want to say that, oh, it's just here now. That's such crap. So, like I say, I've been studying all this stuff about the human body, and I would know. In my adult life, I would know. From the time I was like a teenager, I would have known that I had been bit by a tick. It would have registered to me as something important, but not as a child. And like I say, I grew up in the bush. Now, like, life is busier, so you're not there anyway. You know, sometimes you get to go, you make the time, you do this stuff, but, you know, it definitely was then, and I've definitely been living with this for a long time. So now I'm going to help people, and you don't think that what I'm going to say or the treatment protocol that I'm going to share is just for Lyme disease either, or MS, or cancer, or fibromyalgia, or anything. I don't care what you have, and I don't care what I have. I do care. But that doesn't matter. We need to treat the body for what is going on inside of the body and fix that. Because the term of what you have, or I have, or anybody, it's just a term. It's not the most important thing. It's like a sum up of the symptoms that somebody's put a label on. And that's not what's important. We need to get our bodies healthy again. We need to fix and heal and get rid of whatever that is in there. So, I'm so excited to talk to you guys about baking soda, and yeah, I can't wait. So I'll see you next week and we'll talk about that. And don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Talk to you guys later.